Welcome to another episode of Math Snacks with Miss Lovely and Miss Wonderful. Today's episode is learning the multiplication table. There are so many multiplication facts to memorize.
I know, and every year you have students who just can't memorize them.
Well, there's so many of them to memorize.
Well, in a 10 by 10 grid, yeah, there would be 100.
I mean, look at the grid and this is just 10 by 10, and so many you got to go up to 12 by 12s. But today we're just going to talk about how can we make this an easier thing for us to memorize.
You have a way?
We do. We're going to break it down. We're going to take it and break it down so it's not so overwhelming.
Cool.
Okay.
Show me how.
Well, first off, before we even think about memorizing facts, we got to understand them.
Right. I want students to have good number sense.
So we want to start by building conceptual understanding.
I agree.
Okay. First thing we need to do when we do that is work with number blocks.
Cool. So I love blocks.
Grab some blocks and let's do a few.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Show me what 3 groups of 5 looks like.
3 groups of 5. Well, there's 5. And there's another 5. And there's another 5.
Okay, we're off the charts here.
Okay,
let's move them over so
bring them in.
So you did 3 groups of 5, or 3 times 5.
Right.
So that's one way we think of it, as 3 groups of 5. Some kids could do it by counting 5, 10, 15, or counting them individually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, right. On up.
To build. So working with blocks is one of the best ways to build conceptual understanding.
Okay.
So that's like 3 groups of 5. That would be, if I have 3 plates and 5 cookies on each plate.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I could have also done it the other way, 5 groups of 3.
Right, so...
Commutative property.
Right.
But really working on these...
Quit using that big vocabulary word.
So anyhow, we could do it that way. How else, I'd like you to think about, what if we had a box of chocolates?
Okay.
And this time there are 4 rows with 3 in each one.
4 rows with 3 in each.
We're going to have to come back up here so you can be seen.
Okay, I'll get where you can see me. There's a row of 3.
4 rows of chocolate with 3 chocolates in each row.
And there's another row of 3. And, my gloves sometimes hinder my progress here. But not
I love your gloves.
But not so much when I have the blocks, more with paper. Thank you. My grandmother loved her gloves too.
Well, the purple and the red, you kind of look like you belong to the...
Ooh.
What's that society?
I'm not quite old enough for the red hats yet. Thank you very much.
The Red Hat Society.
I am not quite that old.
Okay.
Maybe pink hat. I could be a pink hat.
A pink hat. So what you really created here, even though you were using number blocks, we were moving into arrays.
Because we did rows.
Because you did rows. So
cool.
Take that same thing, and let's transfer it up from a concrete to a more pictorial representation.
Okay.
So what's a 4 by 3 look like if you were going to do it on grid paper?
Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and 1, 2, 3 candies in each.
Okay.
This is 4, and this is 3. 4 by 3.
Or 4 times 3 to get your 12, right?
There's my 12.
Okay. Or you could have counted repeated addition, 3, 6, 9, 12. Or
yes.
3, 6, 9, 12. Important to go from that concrete to a pictorial representation before you ask them to just memorize a fact.
Okay.
Okay. And also talking about that it's repeated addition of equal size groups.
Yes.
So that's kind of the conceptual side of it.
Cool.
Okay.
I like it.
Got to be part anytime, even if it's 3 times 5 or if you're talking 8 times 7. You got to start with the basics before you just ask them, memorize them. Okay?
I agree.
But now let's look at that memorize, a way to help with that table.
Okay.
And let's break it up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with what we call teaching the small table.
Okay.
Okay. So let's bring the big table out.
All right.
Teaching the small table. We should start with just to know the 1s to the 3s. So up to 3 times 3. So this little, let me grab the black. So we start out by teaching these facts.
Okay.
Why do you think they call that the small table, or why do you think we just start with those 3?
Well, they're fairly easy.
And it's really easy to visualize 3 plus 3 plus 3.
Right.
9. So
Cool.
these are very simple to, you can visualize them even if you're not using blocks anymore or you're not drawing them on grid paper, you can see them in your head.
Okay.
Very easy to see because you can see 3 groups very
Of
easily.
3. 3
okay?
groups of 3 is easy.
So these are usually not tough for kids to memorize.
Okay.
Because they can visualize them so well. So break it down, and first we teach the small table.
Okay.
Okay? Spend plenty of time working on the small table, remembering that we started here, and now
We're going to
going to
the
test them on,
memorization
make
step.
sure they know them.
Okay.
Get them to that long-term memory.
Okay.
The next step in working on that times table is to look at the times ones.
Okay.
Okay, because call it the multiplicative identity, which is very big, and I can't say it quite right.
How about multiplicative?
Multiplicative. See, it's very hard.
It means multiplication.
Yeah, it means, times 1.
Yes.
Okay, so if we look at all the times 1s now, we're going to be looking at, we're going to pick up these numbers. Let me get a different blue pen.
You don't like that blue pen.
Well, I love the color, it just doesn't want to work for me. That picks up all of these. And it picks up all of these down here.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
And the thing about this is these are like freebies.
Right. Everybody
knows.
does well with those. That
right.
if I take 10 times 1, I'm only doing one group of 10, and that's
right.
10.
Yeah, that's the easy. Those are the easy ones. Okay. Next, we're going to work with the times 10s.
Okay.
Okay. And again, why do you think these are easy?
Because they're usually 10 times the number, which kids will think is just put a 0 behind the
Right.
number.
Right. So if we teach the times 10s now, we are looking at this group down here at the bottom.
And this group over here on
And
this,
that group over
that you
there.
can't see my hand because it's
Right.
off the grid.
Yeah, you're really taking
Here.
care of these
And these.
and these. Okay.
Hey, we're filling this puppy in,
Yeah.
and we're only on 3 steps so far.
Right. So we're going to teach the smalls, then we're going to teach the times 1s, then the times 10s.
Okay.
Okay. They say that is the best way, that the easiest way for kids to start memorizing them.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's not usually what we do. We usually go 1s, 2s, 3s,
Right.
4s, 5s. Okay?
Okay. Next thing, they say break that times table down to teaching the times 2s.
Okay.
Because
we can count by 2s very easily.
we can count by 2s, and it's also easy for us to understand doubling something. Just
Right.
double the number.
Uh-huh.
You know, kids know their doubles. 6
Uh-huh.
plus 6 is 12. 7 plus 7 is 14. Doubles are real easy for us to grasp and understand. So if we're going to grab the times 2s, I'm just going to grab these times 2s. Remember, some of them we already know.
Right.
So we're just picking up these few more facts, which they probably will be very easy for them to know.
And over here.
And over here.
Cool.
Okay? So we've now broken it down to the times 2s. Okay?
I bet I know what comes next.
What do you think?
Something I really like to do is the times 5s.
Times 5 is next.
Cool.
Why do you think times 5 is easy?
Well, money is
Money,
one, and
nickels,
time
and-
on the clock.
Exactly. And kids count, they start real early at kindergarten, counting
5,
by
10, 15, 20,
25,
25,
30.
exactly.
Right. So 5s is the next step that we want to do.
We're going to get that middle. We're going to make this into a cross now.
We are. So we're going to grab all the times 5s.
Right in there. Down that row and across that one.
So we now have picked up these.
Got that column in.
Again,
And
very simple form to learn these. Usually not a big problem. Okay?
cool.
Now we're going to go to even a different one now.
Okay, what's this one?
Well, we're going to look at teaching the square numbers.
Oh, square
Now
numbers.
that's different.
Yeah, but I know what they are.
Okay, what's a square number?
It's a number times itself.
Okay, so let's
So
look
by-
on here.
Oh, you've got them highlighted already.
The numbers times itself right here. This 1 times 1, 2 times 3, 3 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, and so on.
I like square numbers.
Square numbers are, and it's amazing how, if you look at this, how we're collecting. I mean, I haven't highlighted them all, but
Actually,
a lot of these are already included in the ones we've memorized.
yeah, we've already done the 1, 4, 9. We haven't done the 16.
No,
We've done the
the
25. We haven't done these
But
4,
we've done
but
the
we've done the 100.
Okay. So now we're going to pick up this whole row of square numbers.
Cool.
Okay, that's the next step. The next, first off, do you know how many we have left? how many we've covered and how many we have left. Remember, we had a 10 times 10, we had 100 of them to memorize.
No, because now I can't hardly tell, but there aren't very many left.
There aren't. Actually, there are, if we don't count the ones that can, on the opposite side of this chart, because if you notice, if you actually looked on the opposite side, these numbers are exactly the same.
Oh, 15 and 15, 18 and 18, 21 and 21, 24, cool.
42, 42. This side of the chart is just
Why is that?
opposite because of the commutative property.
Oh, there's that vocabulary word again.
Because of that. So
because when I take 5 times 7, I'm still really, it's the same as 7 times 5.
Correct.
Oh, cool.
So, with the commutative property now, if we don't count the duplicates, both sides.
So one side of this that's left that we haven't filled in is how many facts left?
There are only 15 remaining facts. So we've taken it down from 100, just all over the place, to really only having 15 of what we call the tough facts to really look at.
I bet most kids could learn 15 tough facts.
So let's see if they're right.
Okay.
See if we can get 15.
Okay.
We still have to come back and we've got to learn the 3 times 4.
Okay.
And we still need to learn 6 times 3, 6 times 7, 6 times 8, 6 times 9.
Okay.
Because we haven't covered them, right? And then we've got this. I'm just going to get the ones we haven't hit. 6 times 5 we covered already. We've covered all the times 5.
5s. You need to start here with the 42.
So we've got the 42, 48, 54. This one, and 8 times 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
And there's 15 over here, but they're the commutative property.
The commutative property.
So really, if there's only 15 what we call the tough facts to work on.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So if we take them through the steps, and let's look at those steps one more time.
Okay.
First, we are going to make sure every time, no matter which one, we're doing it conceptually first.
Right.
Then we're going to teach the small table, the 1s to 3s.
Right.
Which would be this area. Then we're going to teach
1
times the number.
Which would be this area and this area.
Then we're going to teach the times 10s.
Which is out here and down here.
Then we're going to go to teach the doubles.
The doubles.
Okay.
The 2s and the 2s.
Again, young kids know their doubles. It's amazing how they know their doubles. Then we're going to teach the times 5s.
My middle ones with the cross.
And then we're going to teach the square numbers.
The ones that go down on the diagonal.
And when that's all said and done, because of the commutative property, there's only the 15 remaining facts.
I love that. And you know what? There are some really cool ways to practice those.
Will you share with us? What are those?
Well, there are lots of different card games and computer games.
Oh, I like the one. How do you say it again? Mahjong. Mahjong, where you can actually, there's a computer game that you can click out there. Just go look for it online. Mahjong. And there's lots of card games online that you can find where they're matching facts.
And we really like that one, Times Attack.
I like it because you know what's so cool about it? It's just like a video game, which your kids love to play video games. But the best part about it, it's not just a memorization of the facts they're testing them on. They show them in arrays, and they show them in sets, and they build that conceptual understanding.
So don't forget to have your children play Times Attack.
It's a free download. It's free.
I love it. Free's even better.
So, well, I hope that helps people with not being so overwhelmed by that times table and gives you some ideas of how to teach them and the order in which to teach them.
I love that idea. Good job, Miss Wonderful.
Well,
proud of you.
Thanks for joining us in another episode of Math Snacks. Join us again with Miss Glovely and Miss Wonderful. If you're interested in more information about Math Snacks, or you'd like to bring Miss Glovely or Miss Wonderful to your classroom, call Miss Glovely, Renee Smith, at 620-663-9566.